Hello and welcome to On the Dawntrail. This is a Final Fantasy XIV playthrough series where, in preparation for the newest expansion which will be coming out next summer, Dawntrail for Final Fantasy XIV, I will be playing the entirety of the main story quests, starting from Reborn all the way through this here Endwalker. And I want to begin all the way from character creation to give a full scope of how this game works. So here we go, we're starting. This is just a title scene. And I already have a little character here, Cringe Corner, for my YouTube channel here. But I'm going to actually start a new character. And to make things a little bit expedited, I'm going to load an appearance data. I have all these character appearances that I already have loaded up, but I'm going to go with, I think, this one. Yep, a new bunny for Cringe Corner. I'll show you how this works. So when you load into the character creation, you have all these options to be able to make your person however which way you want. You can go from height, change it short to tall, face, different face presets, things of that sort, skin color, hairstyle, hair color, and everything up and under the moon. Not as what do you call it, intensive as something like Baldur's Gate, but it gives you enough in order to create a character, whatever you're liking. And as we see here, I already have this preloaded setting. I'm going to be using this for my character. All these things can change, anything from voice. Okay, so to make things easy, let's just confirm. They have a bunch of different races as well. I don't want to save that. Different races, they have a couple of different things. So this is obviously is a bunny person. They have small little people called Lalafels. They have cat people called Mikote, regular humans called Hearers, things of that sort. For the Eorzean calendar, it also gives you the chance to specify basically the birth date of your character. I'm going to use today's date, which is the 20th of October. Let's go 5th Umbral Moon, which corresponds to October, and we'll go 20. None of this has any bearing on the actual gameplay itself, but it's a neat little thing you could put in there. And also, it allows you to select your patron deity, another thing that has no mechanical advantage to anything, but you can surf through these different gods here, Rauger, Byragot, Azema, and they have a little blurb about what that god is for. For my purposes, I'm just going to pick this one here, Ostian. Like I said, there is no mechanical gameplay advantage to any of these. We'll press OK. And here, for the character, you actually get to choose where your starting city will be, as well as your beginning class. So we have Gladiator, Pugilist, Marauder, Lancer, and Archer. If I click on the right stick here, you can also change to see the class attire for each of these things. So these are Disciples of War, which are physical classes, essentially. And the Disciples of Magic, which are, of course, magic classes. Arcanist, Thaumaturge, and Conjurer. And each of these classes, of course, has their different gameplay mechanics. But I've already decided I'm going to start with the Archer. One, because it's a ranged DPS, so things die very quickly and I don't have to get up close. And it is one of the only classes and jobs that I have not completed on my main character. This is actually an alt that I'll be playing through to get through the story. So we'll go here, boom, and it allows you to choose your world. So I've selected Spriggan as my starting world, we'll select another. Basically how it is there's data centers, which correspond to the different regions of the globe itself. And then within those data centers, there's these little worlds that are separated out. And these little stars mean that you have XP bonuses if you play through the story or have a character created on those worlds. So I'm actually picked Omega. That sounds pretty cool. And it has a star, so I'll get this XP bonus. And now I get to choose my name. My main character's name on a different server is Curious Fable. So for this character, I'm going to go with Furious Fable. Basically, the first letters of my main character swapped. And just press confirm. Yeah, and I get to begin a new game with this character. Look how happy he is. Furious Cable. Aviera, which is the bunny boy. Clan, you get two different, basically, races of the bunny boy, and Rava is one of them. I customized my appearance. I chose the 20th of October for my name day. My guardian, or my patron deity, is Ostian. My class will be the Archer, which will build into Bard eventually. Homeworld Omega. My name, Furious Cable. Let's do it. And that's character creation. You can go as deep or as superficial as you want with these things. Now I'm loading into the game. I'll probably get booted. Yeah. So depending on how many players are in queue, you might have to wait a little bit just to get in there. Usually doesn't take any longer than like a minute tops. When a new expansion drops, usually that wait can go much, much longer. I first started playing this game when Shadowbringers was released. And those queues were a bit crazy, especially when Endwalker was released. You had to wait actual hours because That's when the giant influx of people from other MMOs started playing into Final Fantasy XIV. That was wild, but good times. Look how pretty it is. Furious Cable. There we go. And here we go, starting our journey in Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn.
Here. Here. Feel. Hear, feel, think.
Yeah. Today, boy, not today. So I plan to make this a clean run of the MSQs and job quests, only the main important parts of the story. Oi! So when it comes to cutscenes and things, I'll probably stay silent and allow the viewer to immerse themselves in it, just as I will. Unless, of course, I have some commentary to add. Yeah, alright, lad. Anytime there's text that needs to be read out, I'll do my best to read it out. You were moaning in your sleep, and sweating buckets besides. That'll be the ether, I reckon. Some are more prone to the sickness than others. No need to fret, though. You'll soon get used to it. Yeah, it looks so good. Boogers. Feeling better, Kupo? Aha, you can see us. I had a feeling you could, Kupo. We're Moogles, and we live in this wood. Right. Normal folks can't see or hear us, which makes you special, Kupo. Nerds. And seeing as how you're special, maybe you can tell us something. The wood's been restless of late. Lots of strange things happening. Have you chanced to witness anything suspicious, Kupo? No, sir. Oh. They're drunks. Great. But of course you haven't. You've only just arrived. Well, there's nothing for it, then. We'll just have to keep looking. Nice to meet you, Kupo. And off they go. Look at him. Creepily staring at me. Shame. Gridania is still a fair way off, in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake, how's about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Ramont's the name, and Pedlin's betrayed. Ooh, should give him an accent, huh? As for your good self, judging by your unusual garments, I'd say you were one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? Mm-hmm. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business these days, especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune. Honestly, in the beginning, I wanted to win glory. Glory, eh? Well, if you're willing to take on them tasks other folks ain't, an adventurer such as yourself can win fame what coin can't buy. When you arrive in town, you'll want to report to the Adventurers Guild. You can find everything you need to know about the adventuring business in there. Just remember though, there are more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. It's been a while since I've read out loud. Holy moly. Halt! Go no further. What's this then? Oh no. What's going on? A skirmish has broken up ahead with the Ixal. For your own safety, you must remain here until... Oh no. Oh lord, they coming. Bloody hells. We shall hold them here. Try to play clear. Got him. Too easy. Quick escape. Oof. That was too bleeding close. Nice of the Ixal to send us a welcoming party though, eh? Joking aside, this won't be the last time you meet those feathered fiends, so just you take care, alright? There we go. Probably how he sounds. By the by, is this your first trip in Gridania? Honestly, no it's not. And I'll be honest. I think if you press yes, this is probably like a tutorial. But don't worry, I'll teach everything as we go. Thought not! Ah, but I'll wager there have been some changes since your last visit. Allow a journey itinerant to teach you a few new things about your destination. Thank you. The city of Gridania lies slap bang in the middle of the Black Shroud, the biggest, luscious forest in all Eorzea. Though it ain't near as lush as it used to be, saying that, not since the calamity laid half of it to waste. The destruction prompted a herd of new nasties to move in, and gave the Ixal unneeded encouragement. Birdman raids have been a daily occurrence. Yikes. Ah, at long last. Behold, Gridania, the forest nation blessed by the elementals. That's pretty cool, yo.
The Black Shroud, the ancient forest, close to the heart of Eorzea. Beneath the boughs of its towering trees lies the woodland city-state of Gridania. Once a sanctuary from the world beyond the hedge, even the mighty elementals, eternal guardians of the forest, could not forestall the coming of the seventh umbral era. However, the goddess Nofika was never one to forsake her children, and today she welcomes another brave soul.
That's me.
One who may yet play a telling role in the tale of this great realm.
He doesn't know the half of it. And here's where we part ways, son. I'm off to the markets to deliver me wares, then it's back to the high road from me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for keeping me company. Thanks, fam. Look at that midriff, bro. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. You can bet on that.
May the matron take him to her bosom, that he may never want. And in his heart, sow serenity, purity, and sanctity.
There I go. Final Fantasy XIV. My journey begins. As I mentioned in the beginning, you can choose your class, which will allow you to actually start the game in 3 of the different city-states. Gridania is one of them. Arguably the worst, but I like the music here in Gridania. And like I said, I've never played Archer or completed a full-level Bard, so I'm starting here. It follows the same basic story structure no matter which city-state you join, but the characters you meet and the events are quite different. Look at me. I'm in awe. You there! Yes, you! Oh, God. Your face is not known to me. Newly come to the city, no doubt. I am Lieutenant, a woodwhaler of Gridania. It is my duty to protect our nation from her enemies, while welcoming those who may yet prove her friends. Let us see which you are. Alright, also as first session, this will be a lot of, welcome to Gridania, a vibrant forest nation cradled in the bosom of nature. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. Yes, a lot of settings and things. But the game actually allows you to play with a mouse and keyboard or a gamepad/controller. And for this run-through, I'm going to choose a gamepad. Follow the instructions to move your character in just the position of the camera. Yes. Luckily, when you are ready to proceed to speak to Lieutenant. Luckily, I'm an expert at this game, so I don't need any of this. All the controls are basically the same, and you have our basic UI here on screen. Our chat box in the bottom left, since this is an MMO, and our action bars for the controller at the bottom here. And it's pretty intuitive. I like the way it plays. But why don't we just shimmy forward, and I'll do some more settings things in a bit. We'll talk to Lieutenant. Initiating quests, I already know. Yeah. Anybody with a question mark over their head has a quest. Okay, once you initiate a quest, yeah. If you don't read these descriptions, the quest pops up on the right side, and you accept or decline. We're going into it. And as a story game, this has lots and lots of cutscenes. Another green adventurer, I presume. I thought as much. We cannot allow strangers to wander Gridania unchecked and untested. Oh no. Before you rush off and begin pestering every second citizen for work, I suggest you make yourself known at the Carline Canopy. That's the headquarters of the local Adventurers Guild, in case you were wondering. The Carline Canopy is the building you see behind me. Speak to Mother Mion within, and she will take you in hand. Thanks. Ooh, haven't heard that sound in a long time. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Right then. Don't need any of that then. Duty list is basically your quest log, which I'll open up later. For now, let's just mosey on forth into the Carline Canopy. Gridania seems pretty empty right now since I'm still in tutorial mode. Once I exit the tutorial, there should be more people running around. There she is. Collecting rewards, I understand. And then to find the quest end, the person with a check mark above their head will lead you to it. There she is. Mother Mion. Look at them claws. Them grippers. Well, what have we here? A wide-eyed and wondering young adventurer. Come to put your name down at the guild, I assume. Welcome. Mion's my name, or Mother Mion as most call me, and the Carline Canopy is my place. As the head of the Adventurers Guild in Gridania, I have the honor of providing guidance to the fledgling heroes who pass through our gates. No matter your ambitions, the guild is here to help you attain them. Thanks. In return, we expect you to fulfill your duties as an adventurer by assisting the people of Gridania. A fine deal, wouldn't you agree? I agree. Certainly. To an outsider's eyes, all may seem well within our nation, but naught could be further from the truth. The people live in a state of constant apprehension. That's no good. The Ixal and various gangs of common bandits provide an unending supply of trouble. Trouble compounded by the ever-present threat of the Guardian Empire to the north. and that is to say nothing of the calamity. Even now, the wounds have barely begun to heal. But I speak of it as if you were there. Forgive me. 5 years past, Eorzea was well nigh laid to waste when a dread worm emerged from within the lesser moon Dalamud and rained fire upon the realm. It is this which people call the calamity. Scarcely a square malm of the Twelveswood was spared the devastation. Yet despite the forest's extensive wounds, not a soul among us can recall precisely how it all happened. I am well aware of how improbable that must sound to an outsider. It is improbable. But it's also true. For reasons we can ill explain, the facts surrounding the calamity are shrouded in mystery. There are as many versions of events as there are people willing to recount them. Yet amidst the hazy recollections and conflicting accounts, all agree on one thing, that Eorzea was saved from certain doom by a band of valiant adventurers, like me. Whatever else we've misremembered, none of us have forgotten the heroes who risked life and limb for the sake of the realm. And yet, whenever we try to say their names, the words die upon our lips. And whoever we try to call their faces to mind, we see naught but silhouettes amongst the blinding glare. Yikes. Thus have these adventurers come to be known as the Warriors of Light. That's me. Pray do not feel daunted by the deeds of legends. We do not ask that you become another Warrior of Light, only that you do what you can to assist the people of Gridania. Fair enough. Great or small, every contribution counts. I trust you will play your part. You can count on me, Mother Mion. All that's left, then, is to conclude the business of registration. Here's a quill. Draw your name right there. Oh, and I would appreciate if you used your real name. There is a special place in the 7th Hell for those who use amusing aliases. Couldn't be me. Furious Cable, And you're quite sure that isn't an amusing alias? Well, I'm quite sure. Very well. From this moment forward, you are a registered adventurer of Gridania, nation blessed of the elementals and the bounty of the Twelveswood. The guild expects great things from you. Look at what just arrived, another goddamn adventurer. You punk. Don't you start with that. Adventurers are the very salve that Gridania needs. The Elder Seed Seer herself bade us welcome with them open arms. Do you mean to disregard her will? Of course not. Lest you forget, it is my sworn duty to uphold the peace. I am to blame if outsiders bring mistrust upon themselves. Am I to blame? You, adventurer, mind that you do not cause any trouble here, or I shall personally cast you out of this realm and into the 7th Hell. Alright, big guy talking here, huh? Pay that outburst no mind. He meant only to counsel you. Suspicious characters have been prowling the Twelveswood of late, you see, and the Wood Dwellers feel they cannot afford to take any chances. As is often the way with folk who live in isolation, Gridanians are wont to mistrust things they do not know. Well know, your good self included. Fear not, however. Given a catalogue of exemplary deeds and no more than a handful of years, the locals will surely warm to you. Years? On behalf of my fellow citizens, I welcome you to Gridania. May you come to consider our nation as your own in time. Nice place. Now then, you may depend on old Mother Mion to teach you a few things that every adventurer should know. Trust me, I already know everything. Yay! Complete. Give me all that juicy XP. Oh. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. Yay! You have taken the first step as an adventurer in the city of Gridania. Listen well to the wisdom of Mother Mion, and go forward and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Nice! Alright, now it's going to talk about... And I leveled up. Level 3 already. Cool. Alright, so let's talk about a little bit about the UI here. So up here we have what's called our main scenario quests. You follow these quests in order to advance the story, which is basically what I'm going to be doing in this playthrough. And underneath you'll have this little exclamation mark, which means I have a job quest. The jobs are basically the classes of this game, and in order to be good at the game, essentially, you need to advance in your job. So I'll be doing these two together in order to go about my playthrough. Otherwise I'm going to suck, and that's the last thing I want. So you'll notice that before it was just a regular exclamation point above the quest giver. Anytime there's this meteor kind of flaming looking thing above a quest giver, that means it's a main story quest. So I'll continue with that. Accept. Let us begin at the beginning, shall we? Now that you are a formal member of the Adventurers Guild, we must be sure you have a firm grasp of the fundamentals of adventuring. To that end, I have 3 tasks I wish you to perform. Your first task is to visit the Aetherite. This massive crystal stands in the middle of the Aetherite Plaza, not far from the Carline Canopy. As a device that enables instantaneous transportation, the Aetherite plays a key role in the life of the ever-wandering adventurer. Once you have located the crystal, all you need to do is touch its surface. A member of the Wood Whalers will be present to offer further instruction. For your second task, you are to visit the Archers Guild. There is no better place to learn the arts of the bow. Speak with Athelina, and she will explain the benefits of joining the guild. For your third and final task, I would have you visit the markets at the heart of Old Gridania's commercial district. There you shall find weapons and armor, and all the various items that an adventurer might need on his travels. There is, however, more to the markets than buying and selling goods. Speak with Parsemontret, and listen well to his counsel. The master merchant can be uncooperative at times, so be sure to offer him one of my famous eel pies. Like so many men, he is much more charitable when his stomach is full. Here, I made a batch not long ago. You have your tasks, Furious. May Nofika guide your path. Boom. And one more thing. If you happen to come across any citizens in need, don't be afraid to proffer a helping hand. I am certain they will be pleased to meet an adventurer in whom they can confide their woes. Granted, the work they offer is unlikely to be of realm-shattering importance, but prove your worth and build a reputation, and in time, folk will be more inclined to entrust you with matters of moment. I see. Right then. I also suggest that you lend an ear to the smith here in the canopy. The smiths are trusted representatives of the Adventurers Guild, and are an invaluable source of advice for a neophyte and hero seeking to attain greatness. Yeah, I don't need that. Another archer, just like me. Hey! Yeah, that can seem like a lot for a new player, but luckily I've done all this before, so we'll take it one step at a time. The main menu, yeah, we all know that stuff. Navigation, yeah, we all know that stuff. Basically, you have a map, which you can access at any time. It shows you your current locale. Right now I'm in Gridania, so this is Gridania. You have all these little icons represent different parts of the city, and I can follow these little areas with that glowing meteor-looking thing in order to do my main scenario quest, which is what I'm most worried about. Sanctuaries, basically I can gain rested experience in sanctuaries. A city-state such as Gridania is one such sanctuary. Right now I'm gaining rested experience. First thing she said, talk to the big Aetherite in the middle. This giant crystal here in Gridania is the Aetherite, and you can see there's already lots of other players in Gridania just from booting up the game. I'm now attuning to the crystal. You attune to the Aetherite. Ho ho! Greetings, adventurer. I see you are faithfully following Mother Mion's instructions. Nicia. Oh. Allow me to offer you a bit of instruction myself. I am Nicia of the Wood Whalers, and I know a thing or two about the Aetherite. Yes, that big crystal right there. Aetherites are devices that tap into ethereal energies, and are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune himself to each one. Truly, few things in this world are so useful as an intrepid explorer. But you need not locate them all at once. Before rushing out into the wilds, I suggest you start with the Aetherites found here in Gridania. Should you wish to learn more about the Aetherite or transportation magic, I am here to answer your questions. Thanks, Nicia. Return learned. Teleport learned. Oh, you attuned with the Aetherite. You are now able to use the return spell. Yep, so Aetherites are basically our access to fast travel in this game. Alright, we get it. And as she mentioned, there's a big Aetherite in every main city, as well as smaller Aetherites, these little guys here. One is actually at the Archers Guild there, that I need to go interact with, which will allow me to teleport easily around the city. Let's go do that. I attuned to the Aetherite, and the other thing that Mother Mion asked me to do was visit the Archers Guild. You can see here on the right side of my screen, this is my current quest log, essentially. Oh, I got a person talking to me. Ecto Fireheart. Hey there, interested in joining an FC maybe? I'm going to ignore them for now. An FC is basically a guild, But at this current point, I'm not interested in getting into a guild. Maybe some other time. But this here is the Archers Guild, right? So this is where I will get my class and job quests. And I'll talk to Athelna. Greetings, friend. You have found your way to the Archers Guild. Do you seek to uncover the secrets of our art? Ah, now that I think on it, you have the look of one who has received Mother Mion's gentle instruction. Very well. I shall give you a brief introduction to archery in the Archers Guild. The skills practiced by our archers allow them to engage an enemy's weakness from afar and turn the tide of battle with a single well-placed arrow. Should you join us, you will be taught to do the same. Archery, as practiced in Gridania, was born of two distinct styles of bowmanship. The first was devised by the longbow sentries of the Elizin, who once ruled the lowlands, while the second belonged to the shortbow hunters of the formerly nomadic Mikote. As you will doubtless be aware, both races ultimately came to call Twelveswood home. Elizin are the elves in this game, and Mikote are the cat people. Though the two people began as rivals, they gradually learned to live together in harmony. During this time, they learned from one another, their two schools of archery intermingling to give birth to the art as it is known today. For a time, the bow was primarily used for hunting. But as the hunters vied with one another to prove who was the better shot, there emerged a group of archers whose ultimate goal lay not in the practical pursuit of prey, but in perfection. Thus was the Archers Guild born from the ranks of the Trappers League. It is the way of the guild to promote greatness in archery through friendly competition, and the results of the methods can be seen in the vaunted archers of the God's Quiver, many of whom spent their formative years loosing arrows at the guild's practice butts. I hope this gives you a better idea of who we are and what we do here. Oh ho! Did I see the spark of ambition flare within your eyes? If you wish to draw a string with the finest archers in Eorzea, look no further than the Archers Guild. Before you can enlist, however, you must gain the approval of the Guild Master. Once you're ready to proceed, speak with me again, and we can begin seeing about your enrollment. Easy peasy. Oh, I'm ready. Alright, so a new quest marker. See, this one is blue, as opposed to this regular yellow, and the meteor-like main scenario quest. So this one means if you do this quest, it unlocks a piece of content in the game. And in this case, it's going to unlock the Archers class. So are you resolved to join the Archers Guild? Accept. The look in your eye bespeaks your determination. It would be my pleasure to refer you to Guildmaster Lucienne. Lest you worry unduly, Lucienne is an affable and kind-hearted woman. Even those not of the guild have been known to seek her counsel on various matters, and ever have they been given fair hearing. Lucienne awaits you in the training area yonder. Present yourself before her, and impress upon her your desire to join the guild. I will do that. Let's go talk to Lucienne. So basically, if I were to go to the different guilds, so there's the Lancers Guild here, which will unlock the Lancers class, and eventually the Dragoon job. If we wanted to be a mage, I could have gone to the Black Maids, or the Black Mages Guild, or the Magic Guild, or something like that, which will unlock that class, right? But for now, we're becoming an archer. Greetings, adventurer. I am told you wish to join our ranks. I don't know if that's her real voice, but we'll go with it. I am Lucienne, the master of the Archers Guild, and I bid you welcome. Our doors are open to all who have the will to learn. Allow me to explain the basics of our arts, and offer you a foretaste of that which we teach the members of our guild. The bow's greatest advantage is its range. Unlike those arms used in other disciplines of war, it allows one to strike at the enemy from afar. Though the bow may not boast the destructive force of a sword or spear, its myriad strategic applications more than compensate for this shortcoming. An experienced archer can immobilize an enemy by striking a leg, or sap its strength with a poisoned arrow. Rise to become a virtuoso of archery, and a veritable deluge of death will be yours to rain upon your foes. By fighting from a distance, we can better assess the battlefield, and thereby determine the most advantageous course of action. This is of paramount import, as a role in battle is to exploit the enemy's weakness. With the requisite placement and timing, but a single arrow may serve to turn the tide. To this end, the guild seeks to instill a discerning eye within its members, that they may learn to strike at vulnerabilities, swiftly and surely. Now, any half-wit can bend the bow, but it is no simple undertaking to become a skilled archer. You must be prepared for a long and arduous journey. Are you resolved to complete that journey? You fucking know it. Let's go. Very well. Now, before proceeding any further, I must needs gauge your innate aptitude for archery. To this end, I hereby assign you the following trial. Slay the squirrels, ladybugs, and funguars that roam just beyond the city gates. 3 of each should suffice. In doing so, you will prove your fitness to join the Archers Guild. Report back to me when the task is accomplished. I doubt that it will trouble you unduly. Easy peasy, dude. Alright, cool. Now you can see on this side, in my over to the edge journal, quest journal, I now have the Way of the Archer, where I need to slay squirrels, ladybugs, and pungwars. Before I do that, let's check my map, and let's go to this other part of Gridania, Old Gridania, to complete the main scenario quest. On my action bars here, now I have Heavy Shot and Straight Shot. Those are my 2 combat abilities. Obviously, at low levels, I have basically nothing. And on the left side here, I have Return, Auto Attack, Sprint, and Teleport. Teleport's still grayed out. I haven't gotten to the part in the story where it's accessible to me. But I do have Sprint, which allows me to run for a short time. Return, which will bring me back to the Aetheryte that I attuned to before. And then Auto Attack, actually take that off. Usually I just click or press the button on an enemy and I'll automatically auto attack. Here I am. Meteor, main scenario quest. By what right does a fledgling adventurer presume to address Parsemontrant, master of the markets? Think you could stroll in here, bold as you please, and demand my hard-earned knowledge? A merchant is not for naught, especially when dealing with would-be heroes. If, on the other hand, you had some tasty morsel to curry my favor, then I might reconsider your request. Come now, this whole encounter reeks of Mion's handiwork, and more specifically, her baking. Don't look so surprised, son. I smell that eel pile of yours a mile away. Hand it over. Damn. This guy. That flaky crust, just divine. Very well, I am a man of my word. Pay close attention, for I shall only explain this once. The aspiring adventurer need look no further than the rosewood and ebony stalls. Both are but a short stroll from where we stand. If you mean to do battle, you'd best be prepared with a quality set of weapons and armor. Such goods are the province of the rosewood stalls, directly south of here. You will be pleased to learn that the merchants of Gridania are exceedingly particular when it comes to craftsmanship, so you needn't fear defective straps and the like. If it is potions and paraphernalia you seek, head north to the ebony stalls. The shelves there are lavishly stocked by widely traveled Ul'dan merchants, and I may truly say that I've seen things amongst their myriad wares that I scarce knew existed. Ul'dan refers to the city-state Ul'dah, which is one of the other beginning places you could have chosen if you chose a different class. Do you follow me thus far? The first step in any purchase is to select the stalls that meet your needs, and you may concern yourself with price and profit. There is little more I can teach you here with mere words. Go, peruse the stalls, and see for yourself what wares they offer. There is no substitute for first-hand experience after all, and I am weary of talking. Unless you have another eel pie. Handing over items. Yep, that's a way to do quests. Alright, I've done all the things. As he said, this is the rosewood something something, and those are the ebony stalls over there. Luckily, in the beginning of the game, actually, almost until you reach the end game, I'll never have to buy gear itself. I can literally just play the game and it will give me gear. Cool. So now, on the right side here, you can see that I have completed, because there's now a green check mark, this main scenario quest. I just have to turn it in to the quest giver, which is Mother Mion. Alternatively, I can also now go do this quest, Way of the Archer, which I intend to do. Up here, I'm using my controller to go to either the main scenario quests, which will tell me where I need to turn it in, or I can click here, which will tell me where I need to go for my other quests. So I need to go over here to do the Way of the Archer. So let's head to that area. I need to actually leave Gridania for that. Oh, actually, yeah. I should have been touching the Aetheryte crystals. Oh, there's one there. You can see. I'm gonna go do that. By touching these crystals, it allows me to teleport around Gridania. Rather than sprint around and walk, I can just use them, and I can go to the different parts. Alright, so we need to go to this. Oh, you now have access to the Ethernet. Quick travel throughout the city can be achieved by simply placing your hand upon Ethernet shards. Thanks. I already explained that. Get out of here. Alright. So let's go to that gate where it says Central Shroud. I'll walk all the way. I'm making my way downtown. One of the good things about starting as an archer is I'll eventually get an ability called Peloton, which will allow me to essentially have an infinite sprint. And I think that would be nice for someone who's just trying to get through the main scenario quests and the story. Yeah, draw distance. Damn, can't see anything. It's bulky out here. Whereas the melee classes, the tanks, and the healers, they all do not have this ability, so most of the time will be spent just walking as such. Now I can sprint. This game utilizes the normal holy trifecta when it comes to classes: tank, healer, and DPS. Hey, I got an achievement. Obviously, Archer is a DPS class, and you have healers, which would be the White Mage, and then the Scholar, when you eventually unlock it. Alright, so now this is basically how combat works. Low levels, it's super easy. Just target something, and then press the appropriate button at the bottom. Right now I'm spamming my heavy shot and straight shot. Heavy shot starts my combo, and then, depending on certain circumstances, it'll allow me to combo into straight shot. And the ability will flash when it's ready. And these enemies I'm attacking, they have that symbol above them because I need them in order to complete my quest. Hey, and leveled up. And I got a new ability. See? Raging Strikes down there. But before we do that, let's actually go into some settings. Now that we're actually going into battle, there are some things I think are imperative in order to have a good gameplay experience. Let's go to character configuration. So, we're definitely going into the general gamepad mode. All this is good, but to change targets, I want to automatically lock onto target when initiating auto attack. Automatically face, yep. Disable targeting pets, that's good. Switch target circle to target circle, good. And then when exiting target, auto target according to priority. Let's go priority. And let's go line of sight, yes. Ignore depth, let's go cone here. Limit ring moment, yep. And press act, nope. Highlight potential targets, that should be good, that should be good. All that should be fine. And let's see. We're going to go into here. I want to display my headgear. Auto sheaf, battle effects, I want to show all of mine. Party will go show limited. Others, excluding PvP, will go show limited. PvP opponents will go some. That way, the screen is not crazy with a bunch of effects from other players. And then mouse, okay, all that should be good. Cool. Okay, let's go into some other settings. Item settings, inventory interface, we want open all. Actually, we'll go expanded. There we go. Retainer, we want expanded as well. Yes. Yes, yes, command, yes, 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 yes. Oh, that's fine. Apply. UI settings, here we go. All this, I believe, should be okay. Not going to worry about that. The HUD. Yes. Display all of this. You can take things off, like XP bar there, inventory grid at the bottom right, duty list on the right side. We'll keep all of that there, that's fine. All this is good. Okay. Party list. Display party list, yes. The names is the big one. Okay. Right now, as you can see, if I go back, you can see my name is always above my head. Furious Cable. I think that's an eyesore, so I'm going to take that off. And my own name, I will never, or only when I'm targeted. And then display name, full name, yes, be my full name. Title, yep. HP bar settings, yep. Okay. Companions, we'll have them always. HP bar, yep. Pets, when targeted. Others. Party members, we're going to go... Yeah, party members are fine. Alliance members, during battle, yes, that's fine. Other PCs. Okay, so before when we were in Gridania, you could see the name of all the people. And that showed you that there's lots of other players. But I also think that's an eyesore. So I'm going to go only when targeted. And then friends, always, yep, apply. NPCs, yes, these should always be good. That way I can always see NPCs, PvP in general. Display, ooh, this is some new stuff. I'm not gonna worry about that. Alright, hotbar settings. Really quickly, let's go through all this. All this is just hotbar. Sharing. 1, 2, 3. Yes, cross hotbar, 1, 2, 3. Enable. Yes, there you go. No. Ooh. I can just keep it like that. That's interesting. Let's make this a little bit more transparent. We'll go 50. That way it's not so blaring on my screen. And then active set. Let's also go 50. And we'll go a little bit higher. That way the inactive one starts to fade away in the background while the other ones are still good. Okay, cool. Custom. Yes, you want these ones. No. I want this one to be left. We left, yes. 3. Right 3. What I'm doing now is essentially making it so I can access more buttons with my controller. This would be 2. 2 left, 2 right. There we go. And apply. There we go. So now you'll see this is if I just hold down the trigger. This is if I double tap the trigger. This is if I hold one trigger and then put in the other. Now I have all these different inputs in order to use my abilities, which basically puts the controller on par with just using a mouse and keyboard. And I really like it. And I'll set up my hotbars a little bit later, but at least now I have these actions available. You can see on my minimap here that these are the enemies that I need to fight, so I'm just going to walk over there and get toward them. Oop. Oh, I set it towards auto target, automatically happens. I actually don't like that. So let's go back in here. Control settings, target. I don't want auto target. That should work. Let's see. Nope, still working. I need to find the setting that takes off auto target. If you have this targeting ability, it really limits your movement, which is not what I want. Switch starts. Lock on aerial. Automatically lock on target. That's not what I want. I should do it. Let's see. Now if I click on this guy, I use my ability. There you go. I'm targeting him. You can still see my target arrow, but now my movement is still completely open. And there you go. I finished my quest on the right side, so let's head back into the city and turn these in. I think for the setup, we are now good. I might change a couple of little things of the UI, but for the most part, it's basically set. Up here are my buffs and debuffs. Right now I have sprint enabled. You see sprint over here, and this is that on the right side here, that buff to give me extra XP for choosing the Omega world. Dramatically increased until I reach level 80. Right now the level cap is 90, and when Dawntrail comes out, that will actually boost up to 100. I'm excited. But yeah, my XP is drastically increased, which will make leveling up super, super easy. I may pick up another job here eventually, but for now, I'll just stick with Archer. The Conquering Hero returns. You have completed my tasks, I trust. The 3 locations you visited will feature prominently in your life as an adventurer. It is best you grow familiar with them as soon as possible. And you took the time to listen to the woes of the citizenry? I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to lend your talents to one and all, no matter how trivial the matter may seem. Of course, Mother Meal. I am thankful that you are obliging sort, Furious. It is adventurers like you who will win the hearts of the locales, and pave the way for those who follow. I pray Gridania can rely on your aid in its struggles to come. Too easy, mate. That's too easy. It's too easy. Quest completed. Now I have another one. Here we go.